The great hall of the Zareth Empire was silent. The ceiling was so high that it disappeared into shadow. Tall black pillars stood like giants on both sides. Blue fire burned along the walls, moving slowly like it was alive. The air felt heavy. No one dared to speak. At the center of the hall, the alien queen sat on her throne. The throne was not made of stone. It was alive. Dark metal moved slowly around it like breathing skin. Shark shapes curved behind her head like a crown. Her long fingers rested calmly on the armrests. Her green eyes glowed in the darkness. In front of her, on the cold floor, stood one human. Commander Elias Vorn. His hands were chained. His armor was broken. There was blood on his cheek. But he stood straight. He did not bow. Alien guards surrounded him. Their weapons were aimed at his head. One wrong move, and he would die. The Queen's voice echoed across the hall. Humanity attacked our ships. Humanity crossed our borders. Humanity will now face judgment. Her eyes locked on him. You stand alone. Your fleet is destroyed. Your world will burn. She slowly raised her hand. No mercy. The guards powered their weapons. Blue light filled the room. Everyone waited for the human to beg. But Elias did something no one expected. He laughed. Not loud. Not crazy. Calm, confident. The sound echoed through the silent hall. The Queen's eyes narrowed. Why do you laugh, human? Elias lifted his head and looked directly at her. You think I came here alone? For the first time in many years, the alien queen felt unsure. The hall did not move. No one breathed. The human's words hung in the air like smoke. You think I came here alone? The alien queen stared at him. Her face showed no fear, but her eyes became sharper. She lifted one finger. Scan the system, she ordered. High above the hall, hidden machines began to work. Invisible waves spread across space. They searched for human ships. 4 weapons. 4 signals. Seconds passed, then a royal officer stepped forward and bowed. My queen, we detect nothing. No human fleet. No hidden ships. The system is clear. A small smile appeared on the queen's face. You see, human, she said softly. You are alone. The guards tightened their grip on their weapons. But Elias did not look worried. He looked almost bored. He slowly turned his head toward the massive window behind the throne. Through it, the stars of Zareth Prime shone brightly. Tell me something, he said calmly. Have your war fleets returned from Earth? The Queen's smile faded. 3 great Zareth fleets had attacked Earth weeks ago. They were powerful. Unstoppable. No report had returned. Before she could answer, an alarm screamed through the hall. Red light replaced the blue fire. Another officer ran forward, shaking. My queen! We are receiving emergency signals from inside our own territory. The queen stood up from her throne. Impossible. More alarms sounded. Shipyards near the outer moons were under attack. Defense stations were going dark. The attacks were small. Precise. Planned. The queen slowly turned back to the human. You were captured in battle, she said coldly. You had no command. Elias finally smiled. That battle, he said quietly, was the plan. And suddenly, the great hall did not feel so powerful anymore. The alarms would not stop. Across Zareth Prime, lights flickered. Defense towers shut down one by one. War factories lost power. Communication towers went silent. The attacks were not large fleets. They were small strikes. Precise strikes. Like someone knew exactly where to hit. Inside the throne hall, commanders shouted orders. Screens above the pillars showed images of explosions in space. Zareth warships were spinning out of control. The queen watched everything without speaking. How? She whispered. Elias answered calmly. When your fleets attacked Earth, we learned your shield pattern. Strong outside. Weak inside your own energy field. The Queen's eyes widened slightly. You followed us home, she said. Elias nodded. Not to destroy you. To understand you. Months ago, tiny human stealth ships had hidden behind Zareth warfleets. They were small as dust. Invisible to scans. They waited patiently. Humans did not rush. Humans observed. Now those ships were inside the Empire. They attacked only power centers. Only military targets. No cities. No civilians. The Queen noticed that. You could burn our world, she said slowly. Why hold back? Elias looked around the hall. We are not here for revenge. Another explosion shook the palace walls. Smoke drifted down from the ceiling. The Queen felt something she had not felt in centuries. Pressure. The Empire was strong. But this enemy was different. Not louder. Not bigger. Just smarter. And very patient. The Zareth Empire had never known fear. For centuries, their fleets moved across the galaxy without resistance. Planets surrendered before the first shot was fired. Enemies begged for mercy long before defeat. But now, something was different. Across Zareth Prime, warning sirens screamed without rest. Defense stations in orbit burned like falling stars. Shipyards that once built powerful warships were now broken metal and fire. Inside the Royal Command Chamber, holographic maps flickered in red. Human vessels detected near Sector 7. Power core failure in the outer defense ring. Fleet 3 unable to lock target. Reports came too fast. The human ships were small. Fast. Hard to track. Every time the royal fleet arrived, the humans were gone. Then they appeared somewhere else. Another strike. Another explosion. It felt like chasing ghosts. The alien queen stood tall in the center of the chaos. Her face showed control, but her eyes were sharp and restless. Send the full war fleet to Earth, one general said nervously. End this at its source. The Queen thought carefully. Then another report arrived. Earth defenses have doubled. New shield formations detected. Unknown human weapons active. The Queen felt the weight of the moment. Humans were not just fighting. They were adapting. Learning. Growing stronger with every attack. She turned slowly toward the chained human standing quietly in the throne hall. You planned this, she said coldly. Elias met her glowing eyes. We prepared for you. Outside the palace window, another explosion lit the sky. For the first time in history, the Zareth Empire was not hunting. It was surviving. Smoke filled the throne hall. Small pieces of the ceiling had fallen. The once perfect black floor now had cracks running across it. Red warning lights flashed slowly, but the alarms had become quieter. The alien queen stood face to face with the human. Commander Elias was still in chains, but no weapons were pointed at him now. The queen studied him carefully. You had the power to destroy our capital, she said. Your ships are inside our borders. Why are we still standing? Elias answered calmly. Because this is not about destruction. The queen narrowed her glowing eyes. You attacked our fleets. You attacked Earth first, Elias replied. You declared no mercy. Silence filled the hall. He continued. We defended ourselves. We studied your ships. We learned your systems. We followed you home. But we did not target your cities. We did not attack your people. Another officer rushed in. My queen, the human ships are pulling back from the inner sectors. They are holding position near the outer defense line. The queen looked surprised. They are retreating? No, Elias said softly. We are waiting. For what? For your decision. The Queen felt something she had never felt before. Not fear. Not anger. But understanding. Humans were strong. Clever. Patient. And now they were offering a choice. "What do you want?" she asked quietly. Elias lifted his head. "Equal borders. No invasion. No slavery. Respect." The word echoed in the damaged hall. Respect. Something the Zareth Empire had never given. And never been asked for like this. The throne hall was quiet again. The smoke was fading. The red warning lights had stopped flashing. Only the soft hum of damaged machines filled the air. The alien queen walked slowly toward the giant window behind her throne. Outside, the sky above Zareth Prime was still burning in places. Broken ships floated in orbit. Small fires glowed across distant stations. But the planet still stood. Human ships held their position near the edge of the system. They were not attacking. They were not advancing. They were waiting. The Queen turned back toward Commander Elias. For the first time, she did not see a prisoner. She saw a leader. "If I refuse your offer," she asked calmly, "what will humanity do?" Elias answered without hesitation. "We will adapt again. No threat. No anger. Just truth." The Queen understood now. This species did not fight with pride alone. They fought with patience. With strategy. With unity. They did not rush into battle. They prepared. She looked around her damaged throne room. Her empire had ruled through fear for centuries. Fear had built it. But fear had also blinded it. Finally, she gave the order. "All fleets, stand down. Open communication with Earth. Prepare a treaty." The command spread across the empire. Weapons powered down. Ships turned away. The war ended not with destruction, but with a decision. Years later, history would remember this day. The day the alien queen said no mercy. And learned that humanity's greatest strength was not war. It was control. And mercy.